Hey guys, how you doing today? So I've got a Champion 5500 watt generator, and it is battery start, so it's got a starter. It is also pull start, and it's easy to pull, but it's nice to have a battery. This is the remote version, so you actually have a remote right here that you can remote start it and shut it off without ever walking over to the generator, which is pretty nice if you're inside a house or something and you want to be able to turn it off and turn it on without going out to the generator, especially if it's cold. Well, the one thing that these things always suffer from, unless you use it all the time, and I don't, mine sits, it's for an emergency situation, the battery will eventually literally go bad because it just sits there. So either you have to keep a trickle charger on it or start it up periodically, let it get a little bit of a charge. So I'm going to do a little modification, and what I want to do, I've got the battery out of it. I've put these terminals, I've installed these terminals right here on the corner, and basically what it is, let me show you the inside there. That's the way the inside looks. And I put them there because there's no insulation. A lot of the area, one thing that keeps these type of generators really quiet is they got this insulation all over, you know, on the sides and the top and everything. So there's no insulation right here on the corner. So that's why I chose this spot. And what I want to be able to do is, even if I don't have a battery in it, I want to be able to use one of these jump packs to just clamp off right here and, you know, start it up without ever having to worry about whether the battery is going to be good or not. I've got one of these in every single one of our cars, so there's always one available. They're always charged up. There's very little parasitic drain on these type of lithium-ion batteries. So as far as what I've done so far is I've just drilled 2 holes and I've installed these little studs. And I bought a little 8-pack of these studs, and you can see how they install about as easy as it gets. So now what I'm going to do is wire up a couple little pigtails to run from the battery down to those terminals. And I'll go ahead and bring you along for that ride, and we'll see how this turns out. So let me get set up. All right, guys, so I got a little terminal kit right here. Got a bunch of terminals in it, so we're going to, let's see, this is the stud that goes on the battery, and I think that's probably about 1/4 inch, probably metric, but whatever equivalent. These look like they're going to work. I'm going to need 4 of these. I've already got some wire. This is 12 gauge wire, which is actually bigger than the wire that is going to the going from the battery to the starter. So I'm just going to strip a little bit of this off. I don't have the right size crimpers, to be honest with you, or strippers. I also don't have the right size crimpers. In fact, the only crimpers I've got for these uninsulated terminals, other than my environmental crimpers, which don't go this size, are these crimpers right here that I bought off the Matco truck back in about '86. But anyway, the way I'm going to do this, now turn it around that way. There we go. Now let's see how this is going to work. Oh yeah, I'm going to do two crimps. And we're going to put heat shrink on them. I don't have colored heat shrink. All I've got is black. So I need to get me another set of this and get some red. I want to put heat shrink right up there just like that. And if you guys want good heat shrink, this Wi-Fi little kit, man, I've been really impressed with it. It's actually a marine grade heat shrink. It's got adhesive in it, so once it's shrunk down, it environmentally seals the shrink to the wire. And I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is, I've rough cut this roughly to where it needs to be. And I'm going to kind of rough it in, and then if I need to do a little trimming, I'm going to do that. That way I get them the perfect length. And what this is going to do is allow me to, you know, when I go out to start my generator, obviously when the battery's dead, and it probably will be, then I can just grab me the nearest jump pack, connect it, and away we go. Probably could have cut this shrink a little bit shorter. These were already cut. I'd already had them cut previously. So now let's go down to the generator. We're going to put the battery in. I've charged the battery up, but it's weak. It needs a new battery. But really, I'm probably not going to buy one because there's no reason to. If I bought a new battery, it's going to go bad also. The battery's a 12 volt 9 ampere hour battery, but it does take these type of studs right here, and as long as I've got these wires hooked to the battery going to those studs, I'll be able to just hook my jump pack to it and start it up and run it without having to worry about this battery. I believe the only thing this battery does is just starts it. I don't think it's necessary for it to be installed for it to run. All right, guys, so let me get this battery shoved in here. There's the negative. And I think all right, so got it all hooked up. I taped the harness up with some wire tape. It's kind of tucked up out of the way. If I do decide to remove the battery, you just disconnect it right here. The battery will come out, so wiring is all out of the way. Obviously, I want to make sure that we got voltage. So the battery right now is only at about 11 volts, and that's fully charged. I just took it off the charger, so if I put any kind of a load on it, it's probably going to go dead. So we got 11.5 volts. So what I want to do, I'm going to throw some gas in it, and we're going to see if it'll crank. I do want to go ahead and put the bracket on right here for the battery and get it completely bolted up, because this battery is going to stay in this, even though I'm pretty sure it's not going to crank. All right, guys, so the battery's hooked up. We're going to see if it'll crank on the battery alone. Okay. No, it will not. Going to take the jump pack. Easier than I thought. So there you have it. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Just that battery is so far gone, it's just not going to even come close. So I'm going to hook the jump pack to it. Out of curiosity. Volts. So I could theoretically run a couple wires off this and take it to a 12-volt battery and charge the battery with these terminals right here. Anyway, just a quick and simple mod. Go ahead and turn that off. Quick and simple mod to where you can always guarantee, as long as you have a jump pack handy, or even just another 12-volt battery, you could pick a regular 12-volt battery into this too and start it that way. But one drawback to a lot of these generators that have starters is if you leave them sitting around in your shed, in your garage, waiting for the emergency, and then whenever the emergency comes, the battery's more than likely going to be dead. So this is a guarantee that you'll always have an easy way to crank it, as long as you've got, you know, these two terminals. And, you know, you could jump start this off of your vehicle, use a jump pack, use a regular, you know, if you've got another lead acid battery laying around, run a couple pigtails over here and be able to, you know, crank your generator at any given time. Anyway, we're done. This video's probably longer than it should be. You guys take care. As usual, I'll put affiliate links to all this stuff I use, just in case you guys want to look into something like this. You guys take care.